Hello and welcome back everyone to Kazamaza chess channel, the channel that shows games for underrated chess players who actually beat opponent 300 points above their rating. And it's been a month I didn't make any new videos, but I was really busy this first month of the year and I'm trying to get some work done. Hopefully I will make it. And I've been having a lot of encouragement from my friends in our team Cool and the Gang to continue working on this channel. So hopefully I will be more consistent doing a lot of videos from now on. And yeah, if you have, before I start showing this game, just a reminder, if you have any game that you want me to show on my channel, please, the criteria is again as a reminder, the game should be 300 points above your rating, and also it should be rapid or classical, unless you are playing a master, like you drew a master or something in Blitz for example, then it's fine with me, I can show it. Other than that, it's really يعني, I don't think it's really makes sense to analyze fast chess games. Also, it's a reason to encourage you all to focus more on long time format chess, because in my humble opinion that's the way to improve in chess, to play rapid and classical games. So that being said, also another reminder please, and that if you have a game that you want me to show it on my channel, please post the link of this game in the description below, because as I said before, Elite Chess has a really poor messaging system, and I'm losing a lot of messages from you guys, because it's really hard to keep archive for all the messages there in the inbox on Lead Chess. And hopefully Lead Chess will improve the messaging system and all the communication system overall. So that being said, I would like to show this first game. Send it to me by one of the chess users, and he was playing LM Lens. And of course, if you play only chess, LM Lens is really very strong player, and also he's very popular on the chess. So so yeah, and it's never easy to play against him. And this game ended in a draw, but it's the way it ended in draw really fascinating from 1700 player. And LM Lens, as you can see, his rating is 2600, so that's like 100% maybe above his rating. So definitely worth showing it. So without further ado, let's check out this really beautiful game. And as you already know, that I don't just show games, but I analyze and try to explain some theories in the openings, because even so my rating is low, but I'm like kind of opening specialist. I mean, I study lot of openings, and I study a lot of opening theories. So that being said, let's check out this game. So LM Lens playing with white, and his name is really hard. His name is Why Always Me. Okay, and Why Always Me, funny name. Playing with black. So he open with we have e4 and c5, the Sicilian defense on the board. So knight f3, and here e6, and this is the French variation of the Sicilian. And LM Lens goes immediately for the d4. So black captures, and white capture with the knight, and we have a6, and this is called the Khan. This is not the, this is even so similar to the Najdorf, It has the same spirit of the knight dwarf, of course, preventing this knight or this the bishop to come here and try to harass, trying to have some pressure on this diagonal. But this is not called the knight dwarf. This is called the Khan variation. So and here Al Lance played this c4, and this is and when you see the setup on the board from white, you have the c4 and the e4 on the board, while having a knight here on d4. This is called the Marozi bind variation. I don't know if I spelled this right, but I mean, this is how I can spell it. This is called the Maroki bind, and it can you can transpose this position in many different ways. You can start by e4 first or c4 first, the English opening. So this setup here, and as I said, it's called the Maroki bind, and it is developed by legendary Richard Rati, and we all know the legend Richard Rati. His hyper modern chess super grandmaster, and he contributed a lot in hyper modern chess. So I do really recommend for you to check out Richard Rati work. You will benefit a lot from him. So sorry about that. Anyway, we continue from here. So we have knight f6, so the same Sicilian spirit attacking this e4 pawn, and there we have knight c3 defending, and here very an aggressive approach from black. We have bishop to b4, similar to the names Indian, but I mean, it's very similar. So pinning that knight on c3, and we have a queen to d3. So black castles, bishop to e2, white prepared to castles, and here we have this immediate d5 from black. So white captured with the c pawn. Black captures back with the e pawn, and here white didn't capture, but he attacked the knight on f3, on f6, sorry. So we have knight to e4, and white castles. So black captured the knight on c3, white captured with the pawn, attacking the bishop back to c5, putting pressure on the knight, and here f4 from white. Of course, now the knight can't move because it's pinned. So we have g6, king h1, unpinning the knight. We have knight to c6, and f5. So black captured the knight with the bishop, and this is why here black play g6 to try to defend this f5 square. And here he decided to take with the bishop, of course removing the one of the defenders of the f5 squares, f5 square, because here the queen is, the f5 is protected from three pieces: the queen and the knight and the rook. So taking one of the defenders makes sense. So white take with the pawn, bishop takes on f5, and that comes with an attack on the queen. And here Lance grabbed the bishop with the rook. So black captured the rook, of course, and here we have bishop to h6, attacking the knight on f8, and And here, really interesting move from black. He didn't actually defend his rook, but he played queen to h4. So black captures the rook on f8. Black captured back. We have a rook to d1. And here, actually, it was better if black captured the pawn on d4 before capturing the bishop on f8, because the idea here to play actively. And I mean, black already is rook up. I mean, not rook up, but he has double rook, while white has only one rook. So by not defending the rook and playing queen to h4, is actually are playing actively. And I always like to play active. It's more important than playing for material. So it was better for here to continue his plan and to capture this pawn here and challenging this queen on d3, and then you can capture the bishop later if you want. But anyway, so white captured the rook, black captured with the king, and now rook to d1. Of course, trying to solidify this d4 pawn. And here queen to e4. Of course, trying to trying to trade the queen, and if white takes, then black will take with the f pawn, and having those two connected center pawn. So that was black idea. But here white didn't trade. He instead played bishop to f3, attacking the queen. So so black had to capture the queen. White captured with the rook, and we have rook to e7, trying to maneuver the knight. So a4, b5, countering that pawn. White captures and black capture. So so we end up in an end game, and white try to start activating his king. So we have king to g1, and here you can see that black actually was able to create a passed pawn on the b file. So he started to push it. We have king to f2, and rook to a3. Try to trade rooks, of course, and this will allow the pawn to come to the a file, and of course marching all the way to the board and queening. So of course white didn't trade. Instead he made the king more active. So king e3, and f4, attacking the king. King back to d2. Black also trying to activate his king. King to g7, king c2, king g6, and now actually the rook can capture the rook here, and because the king now can, of course, capture this pawn. But instead he played the rook to b3. So black captures rook, white capture with the king. We have knight defending the pawn on b4, but here white captured the pawn on d5, attacking the knight. So knight captured the pawn on d4, attacking the king. King captured the pawn on b4, and king to f5. Of course, trying to capture this pawn on e5. So white captured the pawn on f7, black captured the pawn on e5. I have king to c4, king e4, bishop to h5, king e3, king d5, knight c2, king to e5, and knight to e1, attacking this pawn. So and white also march toward this h7 to grab this, to capture this h7 pawn. So black captures, king g7, king f2. So white captured the pawn on h7, and king to g1, attacking the pawn on h2. And now king g6, black captures, king f5, attacking the pawn on f4. So we have king g3, king e4, knight e1, bishop d1, and here black pushes f3. So white had to capture the pawn, and black captured the bishop with his knight, and the game ended in a draw. So a really interesting game, and instructive end game actually. And here you can see how having an active king in the end game can really help you a lot, and can really sometimes wins your games. So as you can see here, how the white king has marched all over the board. I mean, that's that's really active king. So so yeah, from g1 all the way to here, attacking the rook and grabbing those pawns and pressuring the knight. And you can see this king is really active. And as the legends say that the king in the endgame is a really powerful piece, so you need to use it. So yeah, congratulations, why always me, for this really nice and powerful draw against LM Lens. And I really hope you guys you enjoy this game, and I'll be showing, of course, more games soon. So as I said, please post the games, the link of your games in the description, in the comment below, so that I won't lose them. And yeah, I will see you soon. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon.